Tune in to Talking Law with Attorney Daryl O'Neill and a special guest host, Attorney Jerome Payne. Live TV talk on your digital device, on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Download the SVP TV app right now. Check us out every Tuesday on Comcast Cable, Channel 17, 8:30 p.m. And
welcome to Talking Law with Daryl O'Neill. I'm your host. I got my main man with me, Jerome.
Hey, Daryl. What's going on, man?
Another day in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Man, Miss Debbie talking trash today and got George on the hook and everything. But that's all right. We ain't going to talk about that today now.
No.
We're going to talk about some other stuff.
Yes.
So we need to say, Roku.
Right.
Fire Stick.
Fire TV.
Fire TV.
Yeah.
Apple TV. Apple TV.
Comcast.
It was one other, Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Fire Stick.
The stick. Yeah.
The Fire Stick.
Gotcha.
And now you can actually download the app from either the Apple Store,
right,
or the Android, the Google Store.
Android Store, yeah.
So you can download the SVP app and you can watch SVP from anywhere.
Wow, there.
Hey man, that's
you can take us with you wherever you go.
With you anywhere you want to go.
Sounds like a winner.
But anyway, so we want to give our shout outs to Facebook Live,
yes,
and YouTube Live because I know they're watching. Thank you guys for watching. I'm still kind of annoyed y'all ain't asking no questions, but that's all right.
But they're watching though, because we see the numbers going up.
We see the numbers going up.
Call your friends, tell a neighbor, tell your cuz,
tell everybody
that we're on.
Yeah. All right. So we need to say welcome and thanks, Little Rock.
That's right.
We need to say give our shout outs to West Memphis, Memphis, Shelby County, Mississippi, and Mom, the great state of Missouri.
Absolutely.
But
what about the people who are still out of power right now? Did you ever lose power?
I did not. I was lucky or blessed, or however you want to look at it.
I was blessed too, man.
Yeah.
But some people are still out tonight.
Yeah.
And our prayers.
Yeah.
And it goes out to them because can you imagine waking up day after day in the dark, and it's been cold several nights. The food has spoiled that you did have. You were trying to put something away, and it spoiled. So, man, our hearts go out to you guys.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. It wasn't. It was last year, I think. I lost power in my office.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, obviously, I don't have any food in the refrigerator in my office.
Right.
But man, that's hard to do business with.
It absolutely is, man. With no power, man.
But MLG and Doe, they didn't take nothing off my bill. They sure didn't take nothing off my bill.
But they are offering you some relief. They suspended cutoffs during this period of time.
What's the cutoff? It's already off.
Well, but some people just whatever relief they can get is good. It shows that the compassion exists. At MLG and what do they call it? MLGW robbery. How do they say it? MLGW robbery. Robbery. Yeah. But they're showing compassion at this time. Plus, shout out to the workers who are working 12-hour, 13, 14, 15, 16-hour shifts to get these people back on.
Yeah. That's a hard job. So today, Jerome, we want to bring a topic that's near and dear to everyone's heart.
Is it everyone's heart?
Well,
or is it the system's heart trying to nudge them into the system where they're unprepared to be?
Well,
what do you think about that, Darren?
We put a lot of things in place for what we call access to justice.
That's exactly right.
So there's a lot of systems in place to allow people to get help that they need.
Right.
So we call it access to justice.
Okay.
The courtroom is opened up to any and everybody.
And for sure, that's the hallmark of our legal system is to keep the courthouse doors open. So many times when other things are closed, the courthouse door is open. Even we have a 24-hour clerk where you can file stuff all through the night if it's required to do.
Well, lawyers can.
Oh, so lawyers can.
Yeah, non-lawyers can.
Civilians
can't do it.
Okay.
That access is not available to civilians.
Okay.
But lawyers can file all night long and all day long.
Well, particularly since we do electronic filing, right?
Yep. And it's the same way in federal court too. The lawyers can't do electronic filing all day long and all night long.
I got you.
You know, because it used to be you had to get a brief turned in by 5 o'clock.
Right.
Now it's by midnight.
And you used to maybe call the clerk, and the clerk would meet you at the door and stamp, because what you're trying to do is get that stamp, right?
Yeah, circuit and chancery court, they used to be that way.
Okay.
They would have what they call a 24-hour clerk.
That's right.
Or on-call clerk or something like that. Somebody maintained the stamp or something.
That's right, because that was paramount.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That you could not miss that date. You had to have your stuff in by date certain. And so.
But let me just talk about what I want to talk about is we're talking about access to justice.
Yes.
But I want to talk about access to justice or pro se litigation gone bad. Okay, gone bad.
Nightmare. Huh?
Nightmare on. Worse than Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, Elm Street.
Man, it's nightmare gone bad, man. I mean, and here's the thing. The law says that you have a right to represent yourself.
That's right.
You have a right to represent yourself. And that's what you should be able to do.
Right.
But here's what I look at. Practicing law is not like working on your car. Because, you know, you normally would hire a mechanic to do work on your car.
Well, let me just interrupt you for a moment. I'm sorry, but it's put the shade tree mechanic out of business now.
Well,
you just can't go to the shade tree mechanic.
Yeah.
Because all of this stuff is computer run now. So it's not like working on your car.
Well, anymore.
Okay.
But it used to be like working on your car.
That's right.
You know, basically you can get the Chilton manual and go through the manual. You know, auto people know what I'm talking about when I say Chilton. You know,
Right.
but you can get that manual and go through it, and that manual will walk you through. You know, the Haynes manual. It will walk you through every step to put the car. You can build an engine with a Haynes manual.
Right.
But law, practicing law, is like medicine. And I'm talking about specialized medicine.
I like that.
For instance, you wouldn't, do knee surgery on yourself if you were the best neurosurgeon or the best osteosurgeon in the world. Would you do your own knee surgery? Or if you were the best brain surgeon in the world or best eye surgeon in the world, would you do your own laser eye surgery because you're the best? No.
I got you.
So why would you jeopardize the most precious thing in your life to yourself because you can?
I recall the last time we talked about this subject, we had Judge Gina Higgins here. We were in the other studio.
Right.
And she was an advocate for allowing the people to represent themselves.
See, and here's the thing. Here's why, and it's, most people will say, well, Daryl, you a lawyer, you just being greedy like all lawyers. You want somebody to come in your office and pay you some money, and that's the reason why you want people to hire lawyers. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that hit. But when you call me and ask me questions, you can go to Pookie,
right.
Ray, Yo-Yo. You can go to any one of those. Big John.
Yeah, at the bar.
And ask them the same question you want to ask me.
Right.
But if Big John or Ray or Pookie tell you the answer to that question, you're going to say, man, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's right.
Because he's not an expert.
Right.
He didn't spend 7 years in school doing this or learning this. He didn't take a bar, he didn't take a test that, in Tennessee, only 80% of the people that take the test pass.
That's right.
Probably nationwide, it's probably 70%.
The first time.
First time, yeah. So 70% of the society that take that test, pass.
Right.
It ain't like Walmart going to get some from Walmart.
I agree.
So you're asking somebody because they have expertise in that. But what I say, you know, and pro se litigation going bad, is the courts are not supposed to help you with the rules. So if you are, here's where everybody, and even lawyers get this screwed up. I can't tell you how many cases, Jerome, I've won because somebody didn't know the rules.
Right.
And you know I'm a rule smith.
For sure.
I mean, that's, you know, I mean, that's all I live for is the rules.
That's your ace in the hole, man.
That's all I live for is the rules.
Yes.
Because it's just the rules that get people all the time.
That's right.
So you got the best case in the world. Here you go, pro se case gone bad. Your wife, your mother, your sibling died. The emergency room committed malpractice on them. Okay? Without a doubt, they committed malpractice. Cut off the wrong leg. Okay? But you've been in your fog for 6 or 7 months, almost 8 months, in a fog because you can't believe that your mother died because somebody cut off the wrong leg. By the time you want to try to hire an attorney, it's too close for a lawyer to grab it because of statute of limitations and they a fear of committing legal malpractice.
That's right.
That should say something to you. They are concerned that they will commit legal malpractice if they touch this case at this stage. So, what you just say, I'm going to file it myself. Okay? So you go, write up the lawsuit, tell all the facts. You know, these are just horrific facts. You know, mom go to the hospital because she had a pain in her left toe. Doctor cut off her right leg. She died from gangrene.
Oh my goodness.
Horrendous facts.
Yes.
Doctor, a statement in the record where the doctor said we screwed this up.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out how to do to get the gangrene cleaned up, you know, and she would have never had it if we could cut off the right leg, cut off the right toe, or you know something what we didn't do. All that's in the record.
Right.
It's not a home run.
Right.
But it's a pretty good case.
Pretty good case.
You say, I hate lawyers, or I've been in this fog, so I'm going to do this myself. Which you can. Go down there, and somebody tells you, hey, it's cheaper to file it in General Sessions.
Right.
So go ahead and file it in General Sessions. So you file this multi-million-dollar lawsuit in General Sessions Court. File it, and let's hypothetically, because there's a whole lot of rules that you got to comply with as medical malpractice.
Right.
Let's say hypothetically somehow you read the statute, you did all the proper notices, and you followed all the rules correctly, and you got this great case, multi-million-dollar case, filed in General Sessions. The defense lawyer gets this case and says, oh my God, this is a great case. We can't win. The defense lawyer comes to you and says, hey, you filed this in General Sessions. Your Honor, we're going to offer the plaintiff $25,000. Your Honor, I'm not taking $25,000. That's our offer, Your Honor. That's the statutory max that this court has. And, you know, since they filed in there, they can't say this case has more value than that because they filed it in General Sessions. Pro se case gone bad.
Wow. So, they're stuck in General Sessions with the $25,000 cap there?
Yeah.
Or do they file it just to save the statute and then do a voluntary dismissal, which gives them additional time to get it right?
All of that's true.
Yes.
But you got to do all of that before certain things happen.
Okay, yeah, before you get the offer.
Right. You got it. So if you got them served with the lawsuit.
Right.
Because the only way you trigger it, you got to get them served.
That's right.
So you get them served with the lawsuit.
Right.
And then they get served in a timely manner. And then as soon as their process server say, we've served them, immediately go dismiss it.
Yeah, do a voluntary dismissal.
Voluntary dismissal.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
But you only have 1 year from that date to refile, of course. You know, but that's a smart thing to do.
That's a smart thing. But then that requires that you have some understanding that most pro se litigants would not have. that
The pro se litigant
knowledge.
doesn't know
That's
that I
right.
can voluntary non-suit.
That's exactly right.
Pro se litigant may voluntary non-suited before they get them served.
That's exactly right.
Well, Your Honor, I voluntary non-suited. Did you serve them? No. Well, then you lost your statute.
Yes.
Because filing a lawsuit doesn't preserve your statute.
That's right.
You got to file a lawsuit and then serve somebody.
Because it's called noticing pleading. So the defense or the person you're suing has a right to know that they are being sued, so they can answer or do whatever they're going to do. So if you don't get them served, then they don't know that you've done it. They just assume that the statute ran without you doing anything.
Case at the Court of Appeals. I listened to the oral arguments on this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. This was a lawyer that filed a lawsuit on behalf of their client.
Okay.
Guess what they didn't do?
Were they at the Court of Appeals?
No, yeah, they were at the Court of Appeals.
Okay.
So they filed a lawsuit on behalf of their client.
Okay.
Personal injury case. They didn't get the summons served within 90 days. Didn't get the summons served within, 6 months. They get the summons served, I don't remember what time, but they got it served 6, 7 months later, right?
Okay.
The problem is, in order to preserve the statute, you have to keep attempting to serve the summons, and then you get reissue aliases.
Yeah, they come back. You have to do an alias.
But this lawyer got the summons issue and sat on it. Now, the defense files for a motion to dismiss, saying that the lawsuit is outside of the statute of limitations because they didn't get the summons issued in a timely manner. The trial court grants that motion to dismiss because lack of jurisdiction, service, so on and so forth. At the Court of Appeals, now the plaintiff's lawyer, and the question becomes, in my mind, did that lawyer commit malpractice?
Well, what happened at the Court of Appeals?
They hadn't ruled on it. I just heard the oral arguments 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Was the argument such that you were convinced that they might?
There's no justifiable reason.
Is that right?
For that
to happen?
It's just not. And I'm not trying to take this highfalutin role.
I got you.
But the point of the matter is, why would you file a lawsuit, get the summons issue, and do nothing else with it? There's an argument that maybe the summons came back because they send you the summons now by electronic.
Okay.
If you file it by electronic, it comes back to you electronic.
Okay.
So if your staff is not operating efficiently, there's a potential that the summons came in, your staff
and
downloaded,
no one saw it.
and no one saw it, nobody brought it to your attention.
I got you.
But as the lawyer in the office, you're responsible for the conduct of that office.
Sure.
So that falls on you.
Sure.
Because I don't know how and I think the way it was brought to the lawyer's attention, I can't remember. I think it was brought to the lawyer's attention
by the motion to dismiss being filed.
Yeah.
That's when he knew that service had not been completed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But also now, what about the person or place who was set up to receive service?
It wouldn't really matter in this because
why would he not be able to get service if there is a I can't call it right now what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, registered agent. There's no justifiable reason for that lawsuit not being served.
To be served, okay.
That's no justifiable reason in my mind.
Other than he sat on it or she sat on it.
Other than the lawyer sat on it or other than it got lost in the lawyer's office.
Oh my goodness.
Either way, you may want to put your malpractice insurance on notice.
On notice.
Because that's an issue.
Yes.
Because that case is going to potentially, and I don't want to be the Court of Appeals because I don't wear a black robe anyway. But when I was listening to the argument, I was saying to myself, this ain't good.
Did you just happen to be on, or you knew that the case was going to be heard, or what made you cue you into it?
You mean tell my secrets now?
Do not.
Okay, here it is. I'm a nerd.
Okay.
I listen to all the arguments. Really? I do.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's
I
good.
listen to all.
I mean, but that's good.
I listen to all the arguments.
Which is what I was telling someone the other day, that I'm often, even when I get through in my case, I will stay on because sometimes you can pick up a lot of good information, new nuances that, or you can feel the court by their questions.
Right.
Where they're headed to.
Yes.
So you can listen to them, huh?
Well, so Jerome, I do a lot of appellate work.
Yes.
And I do a lot of cases anyway.
Yeah.
And most of my cases and most of what I try to learn in my practice is nuances. Mm-hmm. And I was, you remember Earl Buckles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I remember Earl.
Rest in peace.
Earl's my guy.
I tell people every day. Yeah. The best lesson I ever got in the practice of law was from Earl Buckles. I tell people every day. I mean, that man handed me my butt.
Yeah.
And every time I would watch Earl, I mean, hell of a lawyer,
right.
man.
Yes.
Just a hell of a lawyer. Yeah. And the issue was, and Earl, after he put his foot in my butt, I learned something, but also Earl told me something.
Told you something too.
And I've never deviated from that.
That's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah. I mean, he told me. Yeah. I mean, he said, you're a good lawyer.
Yeah.
But you know just what every other lawyer knows, which is the basics. You need to get in the exceptions. Yeah. And even if you get in the exceptions, there's a lot of lawyers who know the exceptions.
Right.
If you want to be a good lawyer, you need to get to the exceptions to the exceptions. And if you can practice in the exceptions of the exceptions, you will be a force to be reckoned with.
And you never forgot it.
I never.
Earl has been gone from this earth for at least 10
years.
It's at least 10 years.
At least 10
He's
years.
been gone.
Yeah.
And I still hear you talk about it. So
that's like I said,
awesome.
Yeah, Earl, man. I mean,
that's awesome.
Shoot, I mean,
and he was not African American.
He was not.
Practitioner.
He was not. He was not. And Earl, here's the funny part. Earl would sit down in General Sessions. I don't know. I think maybe he was retired or not. I don't know. But Earl would be down in General Sessions Court, and he would be doing pro bono work or pro se work or pro bono work for people that came in and was pro se.
Yeah.
I mean, he would just be there and listen, and he would just pick up a case to help people.
He was a consumer law specialist.
Yes.
So he did a lot of good things.
Yeah. So, but the point that I'm trying to make here is, as a pro se litigant, because the medical malpractice statute, there is 2 to 3 cases that go up every session on medical malpractice.
Because it's still developing, because they keep changing the statute.
They keep, and the defense firms keep trying every little nuance to get an advantage.
Yes.
I mean, one of the arguments I heard the other day, 2 days ago, stupid. From the defense side. Here's what happened, but the trial court granted it. The defense argument is that the statute says you have to send it to the registered agent or the person's business address. And this person sent the notice to 3 locations at Vanderbilt University. And Vanderbilt University, in fact, got the notice. So the question becomes, what was the harm? So Vanderbilt's argument is, well,
it just didn't go to the right person.
The statute says registered agent or business address, and this is neither.
Right.
And even though we got it,
right,
because it went to the general counsel that represented all of them, even though we got it,
right,
it still was a violation of statute, and as a result of the case should be dismissed.
And the trial court agreed.
The trial court agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of consistent nuances that keep going on with these medical malpractice things. So my point to you is, as a pro se litigant, Jerome, you lost somebody that's that important, and now you get
no recovery. It's as if the person's existence had no meaning or anything, because no one pays for it. And so, but also too, the problem too with that, Daryl, is that not only did that person not get recovery, but because the person who did the malpractice is allowed to continue doing the same thing again because they haven't been checked. You know how we said when we were growing up, you gotta check them because it makes them better at what they do. That's why we try to do the best that we can do, because we don't want to cross the line.
Right. And again, pro se litigation gone bad. I mean, you know, everybody watches Law and Order, Perry Mason, Matlock, you know, all these different TV shows, and figure, I can do that. You know, all I got to do is say, objection, Your Honor. Yeah. Here's my evidence. Here it is. I'm telling you, he stole money from me. Here's the proof.
Or the landlord, I got all these pictures of how bad it is when I'm living at. It's got mold, he won't fix anything. Have you paid the rent? No, Your Honor. Bam, you lose. But you can't even present it because you have no idea how to get it before the court.
And you say to yourself, you say, Your Honor, I can prove all this. I can do it. How? Well, you know, if you got a picture,
I can't see it.
Yeah, there are some rules that you gotta lay a foundation.
What does that mean, lay a foundation?
Yeah, what does that mean? You know, you gotta establish that, you know, it's, you know, who took the picture.
That's exactly right.
I mean, you know, if it's some document, hey, he signed it. How do you authenticate it?
That's right.
You know, what Pookie told me, JoJo told him that Sue did it.
And when did you prepare the information?
Yeah.
You know, contemporaneous with the action, or did you prepare it for today's setting?
Yeah.
All those things are very important.
Well, what is hearsay?
Yeah.
I mean, hearsay is so bad that lawyers screw it up.
We still struggle with it even today.
Hearsay, I mean, good gracious.
I can't even remember the rule from law school. What does it mean?
You mean all of the everybody used to have what they call the mnemonics?
Yeah.
I don't never remember the mnemonics, but I know all of them because I
know it when I hear it.
I know what's hearsay, you know. So I mean, it's just those little things.
That's right.
That'll get you in trouble. And look, Legal Clinic, Memphis Area Legal Services,
that's right.
The Ben Hooks Library.
Yeah, and also the Ben Hooks, the Ben Jones.
Ben Jones chapter
of the National Bar Association.
Yeah, Ben Jones chapter.
Yeah, just Google that.
Yeah,
and it could put you in touch with someone who could help you with your case.
The whole reason why we do this show is to answer your question.
That's exactly right.
So I mean, if you got a legal question, man, it's just pressing, and you don't know how to get it answered, pick the phone up. You on Facebook, you on YouTube, call. We'll answer it right on the air.
And there, even if we happen to be off the air at the time, you still can call and leave a message. And then we'll bring it back up the next time.
You know, or type a little thing in the chat line.
That's exactly right.
And you know, Ms. Debbie will give it to us, and we'll answer that question.
Or call Dale O'Neill at his office at 901-345-8009.
And the only problem that happens there is my staff will just try to schedule an appointment.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah. We'll schedule an appointment and get you in, because that's not free.
No.
When you call here, no matter what your question is, how in depth it is, it's free.
Absolutely.
You know, and what's that commercial? Free. This is the only time you're going to talk to lawyers. It's going to be free.
That's exactly right.
You know.
And the thing about it is we are excited to answer your questions.
Love it. Yes. Love it. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching the show. Look, we just wanted to talk a little bit because, you know, this is a new year. You know, don't be pro se litigant gone wrong. You know, make sure you exhaust all the proper remedies, get all the proper help. You know, investigate.
That's exactly right.
Don't use Google, because Google is the worst lawyer out there. Don't use the Google lawyer, because it'll screw you up every day and twice on Sunday.
Every time.
All right. So thank you, guys. We'll see you back next week.
Hi, my name is Dr. Michael Vincent. I'm here to discuss the true epidemic in the black church. which is diabetes and obesity.
Watch Rebalance Your Body Naturally with Dr. Michael Vincent weekdays on the SVP TV channel.